Morning. Welcome. All right, and welcome to everyone online. Let's begin. We can take our thumbs and tuck them into our fingers, allow our hands to rest on our thighs, and we'll just take a few moments to settle in here together. And if you'd like to close your eyes, you're welcome to do that, or if you want to just soften your gaze, that's okay too. Just tune in to the sensations of your body and the sensations of your alignment. And if you need to rock side to side, forward and back to just get your bearings, that is fine. Just doing a nice, simple body scan, noticing what things feel like, if there's any areas of held tension or areas that feel like a lot of effort to just align. Just notice that and see if it's possible to relax some of those areas. And it might not be possible. Certain areas, if you relax, you might fall over, so don't do that. But just see, where can you afford to relax? One of my teachers likes to say, if it feels like you're working too hard, you probably are. And just noticing and noticing again and again and again. And as you settle in and things slow down, the movement of your breath may become more apparent. So just attuning to the breath and the movement of the breath. Just feeling how the breath moves through the body, where it does, where it doesn't, what it feels like. And each breath, it's a new opportunity to explore that. And it seems pretty obvious, but I didn't ever really think about it until somebody pointed it out to me, that the breath that we're taking right now, it's the only time in your life you're ever going to be taking this breath. And so what is it like? Continuing to attune to your body and the breath as it moves through your body and the sensations that arise as you breathe through your body. Whether those are physical sensations, emotional sensations, intellectual sensations, just noticing them and then returning. And it'd be nice to just stay like that for the whole class, but we'll bring our hands together. We'll move a little bit, rubbing the palms together, continuing to breathe, continuing to feel our bodies, the alignment of our bodies, generating some heat in our hands as we rub them together. Maybe if we think about creating heat in our hands, we might even create a little more. And we can take a nice deep breath in together and shake it out. Rubbing the palms together, maybe massaging one hand with the other. And finding the areas of your hands and wrists and fingers that are responsive to the sensation of being rubbed. And do that for as long as you'd like. And if you'd like, we can take another deep breath in. Exhale, shake it out. Warm up our palms. We can just gently massage our faces. And from here, the hands can just run over the top of the scalp, front to back or back and forth. And as you're ready, your hands can slide down the back of your neck, around the base of the neck. The palms can come together and we can bring our hands over our chest and then over the lower ribs, onto the belly, around the waist, to the lower back, and then drawing our hands out. Shake them out. Rub the palms together. Breathing. And then we can tuck our thumbs back into our fingers. Rest our hands back on our thighs or wherever else is comfortable. And again, just tune in to your body and your alignment. Breathe and feel how the breath moves into and through your body. And as you do that, you may feel physical sensations in your body. Something else may arise. So just notice. And then begin again with the next breath. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Right. Okay, any questions about anything? Questions, comments, otherwise? Okay. Well, so last week we talked about how we're in the fifth phase of spring, clear and bright. The first phase of the year where the yang is above ground. It's kind of been underneath, rising balanced at the equinox, and then now it's above. Now the days are longer than the nights. The yang is building. We have this rising energy that's coming up, which is a wonderful time to clear things out, to let things go, to move things through, to refresh, renew, spring cleaning. So let's do that with our practice today. So I'm going to stand up, and you're welcome to stand up as well if you'd like. All right. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so we're just going to do some stuff. We'll do some, some moving, some shaking. We'll do the Padai Qigong, which I think a lot of you are familiar with. We'll tap through the whole body, really kind of wake things up. We'll do the warm-up from the Qigong form that we did last week, and then we'll move into a form that it was the first response I got around the request for forms, which is a form called Ma Huang Dui, which we haven't done in a long time. It's a long form. We're not going to do the whole thing today. We'll do the first couple movements, and we'll spend some time with them, and we'll see how it goes. So that's what's in my mind. Who knows what will happen? All right, so let's begin just by standing. So we were just sitting, doing the 3 intentful corrections, which are the body, the breath, and the focus of the mind. And so we can do those standing as well. So just, again, finding yourself in a comfortable posture. Take a few moments. If you'd like to lean a little forward, you can do that. If you want to lean backwards a little bit, you can. If you want to go left to right, if you want to even make circles, take some time, explore yourself, explore your body, explore your alignment. And, what does that word mean? Is it physical alignment? Sure, and it can be broader than that as well. So just taking a moment to tune in, to align. We have this earth below us. We have this boundless sky all around us. How can we be aligned between those two? And what does that mean to be aligned? And how can the breath assist in that process? How can the breath facilitate it? Is it even possible for it to happen without the breath? Probably not. If we're not breathing, where are we? Who are we? Even as we're breathing. And so some of the typical posture cues that we talk about all the time, tuning in to the hard parts of the bottom of the feet. We can say the big toe mound, the heel bone, the outside edge of the foot. If you'd like to lift your toes to really find those 3 points of contact, you can. Softening the knees will help. The invitation is to find your weight more in your heel bones than in the balls of your feet. And experiment. If you want to come into the balls of your feet and use your toes to grip so you don't fall forward, what's that feel like? Activation of the quads, everything in the front of the body, a little imbalance, and then settling into the heels and not so far back that the balls of your feet are coming up and you might tip backwards. The balls of the feet are still grounded, but we're mostly settled in our heels. And how does that feel? Maybe feeling more in the hamstrings and the calves, more in the back side of the body. And again, the invitation is to come more into the backside of the body. Strong back, soft front. And from the heels, pressing down into the earth so that we can rise up against gravity. Think about the base of your skull, the back of your head, lifting up and back, away from your heels, away from your hips, rising up into the earth, or into the sky, sinking down into the earth. And this opens up the shoulders and the chest and the torso to be wide. Breathe wide into the rib cage. Create lift and loft and width and open and expansion. And feel all of that as you're reaching down and reaching up and expanding out. And then you can relax. And then do it again and again. And then let's just introduce some movement with our breath. So let's just inhale the arms out and up. Stretch, and then exhale. All the way down, exhale all the way out, and then inhale again. Long, slow, deep breathing. Exhaling. One more time. Stretch and relax. So let's do our Padai Qigong, or Pai Da. I've heard it both ways. I'm not sure which one it is. So, we're going to pat 8 times, 2 sets of 8 through our whole body. We'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll go through. We'll do the whole sequence twice. The first time, nice and easy. I'll call out where we're going before we go there. The second time, we'll just move through it. It's easy to follow along. It's quick, but we don't rush. We're not in a hurry. And the first couple places we pat are on our head and face, so pat lightly. Be gentle to yourself. So, let's begin. Let's rub our palms together. Generate some qi in our hands. Warming up the palms. Qi is energy. Energy is a translation of qi. And when we count, we'll count in Chinese, because that's how I learned how to do this. So feel free to count along. And we'll begin by patting our cheeks. So let's begin. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。Side of the head. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。Back of the head. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。Top of the head. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。Other hand. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。Forehead. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。Neck. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。Upper chest. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。Shoulders. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、 二三四五六七八。Under the arm. 一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Elbow. 一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Back of the hand. 一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Lower ribs. 一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Belly. 一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Lower back. 一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Hips. 一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Hip creases. 一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Thighs. 一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Back of the knees. 一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Legs. 一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Inhale and exhale. Two more. One more. And just relax for a few moments. Return to the 3 intentful corrections. Feel your feet on the ground, soft knees, weight settled more in the heels than the balls of the feet. Gently spreading the floor apart so you can really feel the outside edges of the foot. Lifting the base of the skull up and away from the base of the neck and the hips and the heels. Breathe wide into the back of the rib cage. So we're going to do that sequence again. We're just going to move through it so it goes a little quicker. But again, we're not rushing. Quick, but don't hurry. Rubbing the palms together. Breathe. Clear and bright. And freshening ourselves up. Dusting ourselves off. We'll begin with the cheeks. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。2、 二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Inhale and out. Two more. Audible exhale. One more. And just ease into a little bit of bouncing, a little bit of shaking. Continue to breathe deep. Audible exhale as needed. Move however is comfortable and useful. And then let's inhale the arms out and up again. Bring the palms one hand over the other and come to the base of the neck and just gently massage down the front of the body. Down the front of your conception vessel. Inhale and exhale. Just following the pathway that life moves through us. Comes in through our sensory orifices and down into and through our body and out. Just following that natural flow, that natural course of things. And one more time. And this time, as we're moving down, maybe take your time. Maybe take a couple breaths to just spend some time over your heart and your lungs. Maybe gently massaging the area over your heart and lungs. Working your way down to the base of your sternum and your solar plexus. Allow your hands to separate so that you can move over your lower ribs in the area of your liver and gallbladder and pancreas and spleen and stomach. And the hands can come down lower onto the abdomen, the belly, with our small intestine, our large intestine. Down low, just above the pubic bone, we've got our urinary bladder, our reproductive organs, internal reproductive organs. We can massage a little bit into the hip creases, the area of the psoas muscle, coming over the hip bones around to the back the lower back, the area of the kidneys, adrenal glands, lumbar spine, sacroiliac joint, thoracic hinge. A very busy physiological area. Just bringing some intention and attention to this area. And then from here, send your hips back and let your hands move down the back of the legs, all the way down over the top of the feet, and then coming up the front of the legs, over the belly. The hands can cross over the chest, and each hand comes out the opposite arm. Bring your hands together, palms face you, come over your head, down the back of the neck and around, under the collarbones and armpits, down the back side of the body, all the way, up the front side of the body, over the chest, crossing the arms, out the arms, palms face you, again, over and around the base of the neck, under the collarbones and down, up the front, across the chest, arms come out, palms together, over and around, under and down, up and out the arms, and again, over, around, under and down, up, out the arms. This time we'll bring the palms together and then inhale up, exhale. Palms back to back, inhale, exhale. Two more like this. One more. Let your hands float up in front of the lower dantian. Middle fingers directed slightly towards the belly button, towards the lower dantian. Arms aren't too far forward, not too close to where the shoulder blades are retracting, just hanging off to the sides. The shoulders are nice and relaxed, not rounded forward, not retracted. Balanced. Lift up through the base of your skull. Lift your toes. Spread the floor apart. Let your knees bend and find the outside edges of your feet. Settling into this posture. Breathing wide through the rib cage, which allows the elbows to spread gently apart from each other. Almost as if someone was trying to press your elbows together. You're just matching that pressure gently. Breathing in between the shoulder blades. Breathing wide on the back side of the body. Lifting through the base of the skull. Strong back of the neck. Strong back of the body. Strong back. Soft front. Let's inhale the hands up to the heart. And we can exhale here. Take another breath in. And then send the palms away. Press. Inhale, open the arms wide. And then exhale, send your hips back. The hands sweep down. The seat reaches back, so the weight is in the heels. Lift your toes, arms come out in front, knees spreading away from each other. Press through the heels. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press down. Exhale, the hands come up to the heart. Let's take a breath here. And then push. In. Hips go back. Out. Your You're reaching the hips back. That's why the knees bend. The weight is in the heels. The hands come out in front, and then press through your heels and come up. And exhale. Inhale, press. And back to the heart. Another breath. And out. In. Out. Press through the heels. In. Out. Inhale, press down. Exhale to the heart. Take a breath. And out. In. Hips back out. Sweeping the arms in front. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press down. This time, exhale, let the arms float out and up in front. Again, inhale. Pressing down through the heels of the hands. Exhale. In. As you're pressing down with the hands, reach up and away with the base of the skull. And relax. As you're pressing down with the heels of the hands, press down with the heels of the feet. Reach away with the base of the skull and relax. A couple more. Just enjoy the stretch. Enjoy the activation of your muscles. Integrating all these different muscle chains. Helping the body to just get to know itself better. Couple more. Stretching through the wrists, stretching through the fingers. As you exhale, bring the fingers and the thumbs together. Stretch. And then inhale. Pressing up. Use your imagination. Press yourself over a wall. And then relax. Again, like you're pulling yourself up and over, pressing up and over, reaching. One more time. Breathing naturally as the hands float back to the hips. This time, as we inhale, chop your hips back. Spine is still nice and tall. Keep inhaling as the arms circle around. And then exhale as you bring the hips and hands towards each other. So inhale, chop back, long, slow inhale. Reach the hips away from the hands. Exhale, bring them together. Inhale. Keeping the back of the neck nice and long, reaching up and away with the base of the skull, exhaling. So again, we want to feel length in our spine, in the backside of the legs, the backside of the body, exhale. And this can be small, it can just be a couple inches with the hips, exhaling. It can be bigger, like find what works for you, find what feels good. Weight is in the heels. You should be able to lift your toes and then pulling together. Just find your own pace, your own rhythm. We're inhaling, exhaling, in, and out. Imagine that you're standing waist deep in water. Your hands are moving through the water, pulling the water close to you. Let's do a couple more. Two more. The knees can be bent. Last last one, let's exhale up. Inhale the arms out to the sides. And exhale. Palms back to back. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Palms facing each other about shoulder level. The elbows can be bent. The arms can be lower. Find what works. But again, we're not rounded forward. We're not retracted back. We're just out to the sides. We're kind of reaching wide. Breathe wide. Breathe into the space in between your armpit and your hip bone on the sides of the body. Feel the sides of the rib cage. There's a beautiful point right on the side of the rib cage. We'll touch it in a few moments. It's called Da Bao. Da is big. Bao is like embrace or enveloping. It's what they call the uterus, the bao. It embraces the fetus. We have this big embrace from the universe that holds us right here. Can you feel that? Can you expand that to meet the space around you with your breath? And then let's inhale and press away. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. And out. Two more. Pumping chi and blood through the whole body like a bellows. Hands coming closer together, forming something about the size of a soccer ball or so in front of the face. Elbows relaxing. Shoulders and neck relaxed. Breathing. And now let's take this ball. We'll point it at our lower dantian where we were before. And again, if you feel the shoulders kind of up, like see if you can maybe bring them up and back and just let them settle. Let the elbows be heavy. Let the pinkies be heavy. But the index fingers and thumbs are weightless. The collarbones are spreading wide. Our awareness is underneath our hands in the lower dantian. Hui Gong. Gong, cultivation. Hui, wisdom. We're cultivating wisdom. Wisdom of what? Of ourselves, of our bodies, of these different places in our bodies. Starting with the lower dantian, this ocean of qi. Allow your breath and your awareness to be in your belly. Feel your feet on the ground, gently spreading the knees apart, maybe lifting the toes as you need to find the outside edges of your feet and your heel bones, using the big toe mound for balance and buoyancy as needed. The next inhale, we'll inhale, float the arms up. And then exhale, the hands come around. Bend your knees a little deeper. And if you're able, just, getting the fingers to point towards the back side of the lower dantian area, almost like you're supporting your lower back with your hands. And yeah, the shoulder blades come together a little bit, but see if you can not be too tight. See if you can find some space, if you can breathe there, lifting through the back of the skull. Breathing into the lower back rib cage, the area of the kidneys, the back side of the lower dantian. On your next inhale, inhale the hands up, and then exhale out. Inhale, exhale, inhale. We're clearing out our liver detox. Liver and kidneys. Two more. This time, just slowly inhaling up through the lower back, and then bring your middle fingers to the sides of the rib cage. To this point, we mentioned Da Bao. And seeing if you can, again, not be too far forward, not too far backwards, just right out to the sides with the elbows. Lift up and back through the base of the skull. Get wide. Breathe into your fingertips, into the sides of the rib. And then again, big breath in and out. Inhale out and up. Exhale, middle fingers to the third eye. Take a breath here. Next, inhale and open the third eye. Exhale. Inhale out and up. Exhale, middle fingers directed towards Bai Hui, the crown chakra at the top of the head. And seeing if you can beam Qi from the universe down through your middle fingers, down through Bai Hui, down through your body. Just use the breath energy. Follow with your awareness. Feel that exchange of Qi between heaven and earth. And then on the exhale, let the hands float down the midline, over the face, coming to rest in front of the heart. Breathing into the heart center, again, middle fingers aimed gently towards the center of the chest, towards the point Danzhong, the center of the altar. Our heart, the center of the altar. The heart, a fire element, in the year of the fire horse, the horse which relates to the heart. Can we allow our heart fire to be stable and still, like a candle flame, undisturbed, steady, stable and calm? Let's press the back of the palms together and then roll our palms together in front of our hearts, maybe slightly bowing your head towards your hands, allowing the hands and the heart and the head to be in close proximity to each other here. Feeling our feet and legs rooted, grounded, stable, steady, so that our hands and our heart and our head don't have to worry about where we are, what's going on. We can just be with what is. On the next inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, hands to Bai Hui, or fingertips towards Bai Hui. And then inhale the hands back and come around on the exhale to the third eye. Inhale like you're doing the breaststroke. Inhaling. Exhaling to Da Bao. Going back this time, inhale and exhale. I forgot one. Let's go back up. And exhale to Bai Hui. We get to do it again. Inhale and exhale, third eye. Inhale out. Exhale to Da Bao. Another breath stroke. Inhale. Exhale to the kidneys. Now we inhale around and out. And exhale to the lower dantian. Fold one hand over the other, over the lower dantian. And again, allow your awareness to be on the sensation of your hands on your belly. Breathe under your hands. Breathe into your belly. Allow the breath in the belly and the sensation of the hands on the belly to be the focus of your attention. Yi Dao, Qi Dao. Where the mind goes, where the intention goes, the Qi goes. So orienting our intention and attention to the lower Dantian is a useful practice. The lower Dantian is an ocean. It can allow all the rivers of the world and all the rains that fall to flow into it, and it never gets overfull. Often we're oriented to our heads, our eyes, our nose, our mouth, our ears, our sensory orifices, oriented to the outside. Sometimes we can get very caught up in what's going on in our chests with emotions and feelings. We can let all of that settle. We're not discounting it or ignoring it, but we're giving all of that a place to reside that has enough space for it to be without running into each other. It's all still there. There's just enough room to be with it without feeling compressed or congested or like it's too much. And we can massage our bellies. And then our hands can come around the waists and down. And we can just shake it out a little bit. All right. So now we'll start with this Ma Huang Dui form. It's named Ma Huang Dui because there are some tombs in China called the Ma Huang Dui tombs. And they were discovered, I think it was in the 1970s. You know, someone was digging a well or something, and then suddenly it opened up into this huge, huge thing. And that's where the terracotta warriors, if you're familiar with those, that's where they are. And there is so much more that hasn't even been unearthed yet. It kind of goes on, and they've only unearthed just a small amount of it. But they found, you know, these scrolls, these old texts of some of the medical texts, a different version of the Tao Te Ching. There was, you know, kind of, murals painted on the walls that depicted Qigong forms. So this is the form that we're doing. The movements are kind of based off of this. The way my teacher explained it is that because they're just static pictures on the wall, you know, like there's one of the first movements we'll do looks like this. And if you Google Ma Huang Dui, like you'll see images, you know, that look like this, and other things. But what he said was that people would go in there and they would have candlelight, and they would kind of get into a nice Qigong state, and they'd be looking at these with the candlelight that has a little bit of movement, and then over time, they kind of began to intuit this flow that went from one static pose into the next static pose, and it became this form, Ma Huang Dui. So that's pretty cool. And also a thing about this form is that it's very rhythmic. So it's like nice, slow, rhythmic movements that we're moving through. I think one time I taught it, I even kind of counted out like a 1, 2, 1, 2, that kind of rhythm, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to kind of find our own way with it. I would just encourage you to, you know, to kind of feel into a rhythm that's happening and allow that to kind of come through, because that's where some of this benefit comes from. We've talked about before how a primary metric of health is rhythm. And so our heart rhythm, when it's out of rhythm, we notice it and it's a problem. Our breath rhythm, when it's not rhythmic, that's a problem. Going to sleep and waking up is a rhythm. And if that's out of rhythm, that's a problem. Having a regular bowel movement is ideally a rhythmic process. So again, we want to introduce rhythm to the body when we can, because some of them are unconscious, like the heartbeat. You can maybe control the rate, but sometimes the rhythm is beyond our conscious control. The breath is one that is both unconscious and conscious. But things like going to sleep and waking up at a regular time, we can at least attempt to do it at a regular time, or eating at a regular time, having these routines that we do. Every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. we do some Qigong. That's a rhythm. So again, establishing rhythm is a way to help to establish stability in our lives, in our bodies and in our lives as well. And so thinking about the year of the fire horse, which again is very dynamic, can be very quick, things can happen, change can happen. All of a sudden we're jumping on a horse and taking off over here. Where are we? How did we get here? So establishing rhythm is important, especially this time of year. And rhythmic actions in a sense are kind of rituals. And rituals are the way that we don't only kind of make meaning in our lives and in the world, but I guess, we're literally making meaning, we're maintaining meaning. So, what if the rhythm of the day wasn't 24 hours long? That would be weird. We would all kind of be pretty thrown off. So even this winter here in Durango, we didn't have much of a winter, and everyone is freaked out about it, as we should be. That's not a normal rhythm. So again, let's help the universe by establishing rhythm. So that's part of what this form is about. So again, just come into the body, come into the three treasures. We've been doing Qigong for an hour already now, so, shouldn't be too hard to drop in. Feel your alignment in your body. Feel your breath moving through your body. Attune the focus of your mind to your body and your breath. And this first movement, very simple. We're just going to bring the fingertips forward, the palms are down. I'll get a little closer so you can see. And really stretching through the wrists. And then open the wrists out, bending, pressing through the base of the palms, reaching all the way back behind you, kind of stretching through the forearms, and then let the hands float up, about shoulder level. Roll your fingers in, and then just floating back down. Palms facing forward or fingertips facing forward. And again, inhaling, stretch, open, and then exhaling, in and out. So again, so you can see online, just taking your time, opening the fingers out all the way back behind, and then flowing up. And the fingertips roll in one at a time, and then down. Let's do that 3 more times. Stretch, relax. A little bit of a stretch, and relax. So that's also a rhythm, stretching and relaxing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. And just relax for a few breaths. Let your hands rest. You might have felt that in your wrists and forearms, and that's good. Next movement, we can inhale the hands up. holding them in front of our face, we're going to make a sound. We're going to say Kai as we open the hands wide, and then Ha as we move them towards each other. So let's inhale. Kai. I'll mirror you for this first one, so shift to one side and pivot, and let your hands float out towards the windows. So we have our lower hand, upper hand. The upper hand is going to trace, like the thumb is tracing up the forearm and across the chest, and this elbow is reaching, so it's like we're opening ourselves up, and we're reaching so far back that we're going to actually tilt a little. So we've got the front heel pressing through the front heel. Nice strong front leg, little bend in that back knee so the hip can tilt just a little, the elbow's pulling us, and we're reaching with this front hand, reaching with the elbow and the hip away from each other like a nice stretch. You can feel a little stretch through here, a little stretch everywhere, and then come back to center, the hands float down. Okay, there was a message, but it's not for us. We can come up here, and again, inhale. And so again, we'll shift towards the windows and pivot. Let the hands float out. We've got our lower hand and our upper hand. The upper hand is going to trace across that front arm, across the chest, and so we're kind of opening up here. Still looking towards the front hand, and this back elbow is just pulling, and the back hip tilts a little, that back knee is bent a little. We can root through that front foot and reach, and then relax. And the hands come down. So Kai means open, Ha means harmonize. Hands can float up. I'll face away this time so we can inhale. Kai. Weight shift and reach. Upper hand draws back. Draw with your back elbow. Reaching through the front hand, reaching through the elbow and the back hip. Stretch and relax. The hands can come back up. One more time. Inhale. Weight shift, pivot, hands reach out. This upper hand draws back like you're drawing a bow. Elbows reaching so far that the hips bend a little, back knee bends a little, front palm is up, and we're stretching. And relax. The hands can come down. And as they come down, fingertips come towards you and then down, so the palms are back to back. And then the palms can point towards the earth, and you can reach through your fingertips, bring your chin towards your chest, stretching the upper back. If it's available to you, this downward reach through the fingers helps us to press up through our heels. And then we can relax. And I'll start facing away, so we're moving in the same direction. So now we're going to shift our weight and open. Hands can float up. And then they open out. The back foot can pivot so the heel is behind the toes, and then you can rock back. Hands are coming out and around, and just keep going. And now palms back to back, reaching up and forward. And the back heel is down, the toes are down, we're kind of leaning into that front leg. And then here, we shift the weight back, and the fingers pull back. Stretch. And then bring the hands down and press through the heels of the hand into that front leg and stretch through the chest. There's a lot to this one. And then relax. Hands come up, and we return to center. Palms back to back, fingertips towards the ground. And again, reach through your fingers towards the ground, chin towards the chest, stretch your upper back. Maybe you come off the heels very slightly. And then relax. Palms are still back to back. Shift your weight and open towards the windows. The hands come up the front of the body. And just send them out. So we're rocking forward and then rock back. And the hands just keep on circling out and up. And follow the hands forward as they come back to back out in front of you. Shift your weight back into the back leg. Look down at your foot. Bring your fingertips back. Stretch. Shift your weight forward as you press the hands down. And reach up through your chest and stretch. And then return. So again, let's just take our time with this movement for a little while, because it's really a beautiful flow. So palms back to back, reach down towards the earth through your fingertips, stretching the upper back. And then relax, shift your weight, and pivot the foot. The hands come up the front, and then just send them out. Let your weight shift, just follow the movement, the momentum. Rock back. The arms just keep traveling around and up. Palms back to back. Weight is in the front leg. And then we shift our weight back. Pull the fingertips back. And then press the hands down and back. And that helps you to shift forward and reach up through your chest. And then relax. Come back to the center, palms back to back, fingertips towards the earth, chin towards the chest, stretch the upper back, and relax. Open towards the windows, hands come up and out. You can adjust your back foot, rock back. Let the hands just keep circling out and up. Palms back to back, weight in the front leg. Press back, weight in the back leg. Pull the fingertips back, looking down towards the ground. Stretch, and then hands flowing down, pressing down and back as we reach up through the chest. And then relax. So this movement is called preparing for flight. So it's like imagining like we're getting ready to just take off. So fingertips towards the ground, stretching the back of the neck. Maybe the heels come up, and then relax, shift your weight, open out to the side. So the wings, it's like we're bringing our wings up, opening them, giving them a nice stretch. Out and up, palms back to back. So it's like we're stretching our flying muscles. Weight settles back, fingertips pull back, and we're stretching. And then let's take flight. So hands come down and pressing up, taking off into the sky. And back. palms back to back. Last time, fingertips towards the ground, chin towards the chest, stretch. Relax. Open towards the windows. The hands come up, and then they flow out. We can adjust the back foot here. We rock back. The hands just keep circling out and up. Weight shifting into the front leg, palms back to back, stretching our wings. Shift back. Fingertips pull back like we're getting ready to launch ourselves, which we do. Launching up, pressing down and back through the heels of the hands, lifting through the chest and the heart, and then coming back. And let's just relax here for a moment. Right. So that's a lot of instructions with the movement, so it's where I just want to take a few moments to just kind of breathe and reground and not have to follow any kind of complex instructions. So I would like to revisit those 3 movements, and I just want to check in with everyone. Are we okay? Yeah, repetition will help. And any questions about the movements before we go over them again? Like, is anything really unclear? Okay. Are those of us online, are we okay so far? Okay, thank you. So, let's revisit them again. So just relaxing, nice easy stance. Just aligning, lifting through the base of the skull, finding the feet on the ground. And so my teacher, who taught me this form, he likes to call this form Ma Huang Dui birds. Because every movement is very bird-like. And birds are kind of the bridge between heaven and earth. So, let's begin. Bring the fingertips forward. Open. Reach behind you with your fingertips, and then relax. Hands can sweep up, fingertips come in one at a time, and down. Fingertips stay forward, and we open right back out. Nice external rotation of the shoulders, opening the chest, keeping the base of the skull lifting, and then relax. Rolling in. You can let your breathing be natural. I tend to breathe like this. In. Out. In. Out. The hands can float up in front of the face like you're holding a ball. We'll take a breath. So shifting the weight and pivoting. Reaching out towards the windows. So palms are facing each other like a sandwich. Top hand traces back through the front arm. The elbow and the hip are reaching towards the mirrors. The front fingertips are reaching towards the windows. Stretch. And then exhale. Coming down. Hands back to a ball. Weight shift and pivot, Reach the hands out. Upper hand draws back through the elbow. The elbow and the hip are reaching away. There's a bend in the back leg. And we're really rooted through this front leg, like the front heel is really pushing. I'm exaggerating, but that's kind of what's happening here. We're rooted in our feet. Back knee is bent so we can stretch from a stable base and then coming around. Take a breath. Pivot, reach, draw back through that upper elbow, back hip, back knee is bent, rooted through that front heel, especially as you reach in both directions, and relax. All the way down and then just coming around. Inhale. Shift. Last time for this movement, reaching out. Draw back through the upper hand and upper elbow and back hip. Back knee bends, rooted through the front heel, reaching away. Relax. So transition, again, the hands can come around and the fingertips are towards you and they just come down towards the ground. Looking down at your fingertips to stretch the neck and upper back. And again, maybe as you're reaching down through your fingertips, you can come off the heels very slightly. And then relax. We'll open towards the windows, so we shift. The hands float up. And then out. Adjust the back foot so the heel is behind the toes, like a 45-degree angle. The hands keep circling back and out and up. And then the weight comes into the front leg. Front knee bends as the palms come back to back. Straighten through the front leg. Bend into the back leg. Look down. Bring your fingertips back. And then shift the weight forward. Hands come down. And like you're pressing through the heels of your hands down and back so that you can reach up through the chest. Opening the heart, taking flight, and then back to center. Fingertips come down, palms back to back. Stretch. And relax. Opening towards the mirrors, the hands come up and out. You can adjust your back foot as needed. Hands circle back. I love these mirrors. Around. Weight into the front leg. That front knee bends. Palms back to back. And then we press back through the front leg. Bend into the back knee. Fingertips reach back. And then shifting the weight forward as the hands come down. And we're pressing. Opening. And return. Let's do one more of those on each side. Palms towards the ground. Stretch the neck and upper back. And relax. Shift your weight. Hands floating up. And back. Around and up. Palms back to back. Stretch and then back. Shifting the weight forward as the hands come down and pressing behind you. And back. So again, the breath is natural. And I breathe like this, like I inhale, exhale, in, And just letting things settle, having to keep track of the movement, letting that go. And let's just kind of help to reset our brains a little bit. So let's inhale, both palms forward, palms up. And then exhale, palms down. In and out. This time, let's inhale up. And then exhale out to the sides. Palms face you. Inhale up the front. Turn the palms to face the sky. Exhale around. 2 more like that. Last one. And just rest. So even though we're just standing here, we still want to stand with intention. So soft knees, rooted into the outer edges of the feet, weight more in the heels than the balls of the feet, spreading the floor apart. So there is engagement in the legs. The knees are unlocked. Breathe wide into the back of the rib cage. Lift the base of the skull up and away from the shoulders and the hips and the heels. Let the collarbones lift and spread wide. And let's take a big, deep breath in together. Let's amplify. And then discharge. 2 more. Last one. Sigh of relief. Rub our palms together. Massaging our faces. And back and forth over the top of our heads. Down the back of the neck and around. Massage your chest and your lungs and your heart and your lower ribs and your internal organs and your waist and your lower back. And draw it out. And let's pat up one arm. And then down. Up the other arm. And down. And then around and down. And up the front. And again, around and down. And up. All right. Yeah, it's not always easy or even fun. But it's worthwhile, worth doing. We're getting ourselves into shape because we got a lot coming down the pipe at us. So, all right. So thank you so much. Thank you for practicing. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you all next week. All right.
Repeat the name of the practice.
It's Ma Huang Dui.
Ma Huang Dui.
Yes, MAWANGDUI. Yeah, Ma Huang Dui. All right. Any questions or anything?
Just a statement. I'd forgotten what a workout this form is.
Ah, yes. Careful what you wish for.
I'm sorry I suggested it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right. Have a great week, everyone.
Take
Bye.
care.